Are you a Nigerian trained nurse or an African trained nurse and you want to travel overseas for better life or better pay? Then this video is for you. If you have a nurse who also wants to do such, please share this video with your friends. Now on this video, I'm going to be talking about why nurses migrate and factors to consider before you buy that board or flying ticket. My name is Nurse Abiodun and you're welcome to Nursing with Abi. Okay, it's no longer news that Nigeria and in fact Africa has the most well-trained nurses and healthcare professionals in the whole world that can compete on international standards. And that's why we saw so well when we get outside the shores of our country. But migrating has a lot of reasons for different people, like they say, different strokes for different folks. On this channel, we're going to be talking about factors to consider before you think of buying that plane ticket or Abby. On this channel, we talk about nursing, lifestyle, and everything in between. My name is Nurse Abiodun. I'm a nurse licensed to practice both in Nigeria and in the United Arab Emirates. And I love nursing because it's my passion. And I have a passion of also helping nurses to be the best that they can be, being a nurse and more. Okay, diving right into the topic. Why do nurses actually migrate? Now, some people would say better remuneration, like better pay, more paychecks. Some people would say that some of the salaries even back at home is quite epileptic, not so much, and it's still epileptic that the pay is not coming regularly or it should be. Some people would say that there are better working conditions overseas than in their country, while others will also attribute a lot of economic devaluation of some of the economies, and they decide to move to another man's land or another place for better working conditions and more incentives, let me put it that way. So whatever reason that you have that you want to travel, it's your choice. Like they always say, you are the captain of your soul. And whatever you do, you have to consider a lot of factors before you actually bought that ticket. Now, number one factor that you have to consider is, why are you leaving? It's very important for you to answer that question honestly within yourself, not from what someone else did or what your neighbor did or what your colleague did. Why do you have to leave? Now, I also migrated from Nigeria even to the Middle East, and I had my reasons for doing so. Because at every point that you face any challenge outside when you move, your why will be the one to keep you going on. That's the word. Your why will be that motivating factor to keep you going on. Now, if you look at a lot of people with their not being able to identify their why, the frustration that comes with, or the loneliness sort of that comes with moving to another man's land can be so overwhelming. And you think, wow, you're nurses, you're making money, why are you dejected, why are you depressed? Quite a number of us are depressed even overseas. Now, another thing is, which country are you going to? And what exactly is the prerequisite for nurses over there? That's very, very important. It's not enough for you to just be licensed in Nigeria and with maybe 2, 3, 5 years experience or even 10 years experience. And you think you just get to another man's land and be the head or the head of nursing services. That definitely is a no-no. There are prerequisites, there are conditions to be met before you get licensed in another man's land. So what are the conditions? What are the prerequisites? What are the things that you need to do? What are the exams that you need to write? What are the board nursing councils that you need to apply to? You need to get your results. You need to get your licensure first before you decide to migrate, or at least be at the 99% or 90% of the licensure process before you decide to move. And the reason is this: most of these nursing boards of all the countries I'm talking about, UK, US, even United Arab Emirates, they take time for them to verify your documentation, for them to check out all of your documents. Sometimes they even return some to you because maybe they don't meet the required conditions. Now imagine if you just have migrated thinking that you spend just like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month to do your licensure, and it's taking months. How do you feed? How do you accommodate yourself? How do you sort out bills? Because sincerely, when you talk about bills in Nigeria, you cannot compare it with bills in those countries. The bills of accommodation, bills of feeding, parking spaces, bills of, sometimes you have to renew your visas, resident permits and all that. It could be so draining. and frustrating, because over there in Nigeria you had your job security. Now coming to an area where you cannot even work with what you have because you are not licensed. So you can imagine the frustration that sets in. There are a lot of frustrated professionals that are outside the shores of their country, and they are indecisive, wanting to come back home, but unfortunately, it's a bit like they call it shameful for you to just go to another man's land and just come back with nothing. While staying there is also a big problem because they are incurring debts and having to send money from Nigeria to come and to take care of them in another man's land. That's quite frustrating. Now, for economies that they can even allow you to do some part-time jobs, you can imagine a licensed nurse having to work as in McDonald's, having to work in Mr. Biggs, in eateries just to make ends meet. It's quite dehumanizing. Like they say, knowledge is light. Now, if you have all the information that you need, it will help you to prepare better, plan better, even get enough financial backing. If you think that you're going to spend 3 months to get your licensure, prepare for 6 months so that in case of any eventualities. Now, a lot of people left before the COVID to another man's land thinking that they'll get their licensure and they'll start work. But COVID came. Guess what? Quite a number of them had to spend the whole year waiting for documentation to be done. Now imagine being locked in another man's land without a job in the middle of the pandemic. Disastrous, isn't it? Yes. So you have to always be able to plan ahead and prepare yourself for eventualities. Okay? Now, how do you get the information that you need? Now, all the nursing councils, definitely they're on the internet. So you can browse and check through. You can get their emails and ask questions that you're a bit uncertain of. Asking about the documentation that you need, what are the particular conditions that you need to meet, prerequisite. In fact, do all of your initial work while you're still back in Nigeria. That would save you a lot of stress. So in case they request for another type of documentation, or this you only have a certificate and not a license to practice, you get your license and everything, it's easier for you because you're still in Nigeria. You could travel to any part of your country to the institution that you trained to get the required or the required documentation. But when you've migrated, it's a bit difficult for you calling somebody to help you do this and that, and it's very costly. Transporting items from outside the country, even to Nigeria or Nigeria back, it's a lot of money, which that person does not have at that moment. Now, another thing is, you could also join Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups that there are nurses who organize such groups, and they are here to help migrating nurses. Okay, we have a lot of Facebook groups. Just type in nurses in UAE, nurses in the UK, nurses in the US, and you can ask honest opinions about how to migrate successfully. Some people will come as agents and all that, but it's important because you have also checked on the nursing website of whatever country you're going to. So they definitely not give you something that is away from what the nursing council has said. So another thing is that you could also ask questions from your country people in that particular country. I'm not talking about just asking a random person or asking an agent. Like, I'm a nurse in the United Arab Emirates, so you could contact me to ask me about questions on being licensed as a nurse in the United Arab Emirates as a Nigerian. Because it's a bit different from maybe asking a Kenyan or asking a Ugandan, because their nursing council might be different from ours. Their own way of, getting documentations done, getting verifications done might be different. Now, that's also another thing. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. It's important for you to ask questions. Lay the cards on the table. Look at the options available. Are you fit to pass the examination that has been set before you? Are you prepared? Are you ready? Do you have the financial backing to sit for the examination, to write the examination, to migrate, and also to sort out yourself within the time that you're waiting for your documentation or licensing? But the most important and the most beautiful thing is for you to get licensed already for a country to another country while you're still in your country, because definitely by the time you move to that country you already have their license, and all you do is just get into the labor market. Now, it's very important for us to have these ideas or information, because I've seen a lot of people who are frustrated, they're dejected, they're depressed, because they left back their home, their families, their land, their people, and they came to another man's land thinking that everything will all be rosy. How my brother, my sister, let me bust your bubble. Everything is not as the same. Like they say, what I ordered versus what I got. So it's important for us to have such at the back of our minds. Know the factors that are, that they need so that you can be a licensed nurse. I'm not of the opinion of you coming in to say maybe you did one hospital course somewhere and somebody taught you how to do nursing. Nobody teaches how to do nursing. That's not what they require in these advanced countries. They require you to be a nurse licensed by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, because whatever certification you are bringing, they're going to verify those documentations effectively. In fact, right down to where you said you got experience from. Yes, they're as detailed as that, because they believe that in a healthcare system, you're dealing with lives, and life is sacred. So they want you to be a licensed nurse. They want you to have been verified and accredited by your National Midwifery Council of Nigeria before they can absorb you into their system after definitely passing the examination. Now, different examination that those one are writing NCLEX from CGFNS in the UAE, you can write MOH exam, HAD exam, DHA examination. Please continue to watch this page, because I'm going to be dealing with a lot of such cases and how to really put in for such examination, things that you need, what you need to do, exact things you need to, conditions you need to meet, so that you can get your licensure once and for all. To God be the glory, I got my licensing in the UAE once at my one sitting, but you have opportunity for 3 sittings. So don't despair, don't worry, don't fret. But it's important for us to know what we need to do so that we can do it once and for all. There's a lot of jobs available, but for those who are really licensed and they're professionals. So I hope this video helped a lot. For those who are intending to migrate from one country to another, please put your comment in the comment section, drop your likes, drop your shares, and I would also like share this video, drop your likes, drop your comments, and also love you to subscribe to this channel so that and press the notification bell, so anytime I drop any new video about nursing, you'll be the first to like, to share, and to subscribe. Till I see you in my next episode, bye for now.